When you're searching for real healing, it's not just about the technique. It's about the people who walk with you on the journey. So today we want to open the door a little wider. We want to share our stories and invite you to meet your nervous system guides. Welcome to Healing Beyond the Symptoms, the podcast that helps people discover the root causes of their health struggles and take back control with science, strategy, and self-awareness. I'm Dr. Leah Hahn, a chiropractor and functional wellness doctor who believes that true healing starts beneath the surface. So let's dive in. I would love to share our origin stories, meaning how did we get into this work? How did we get into chiropractic? And how, beyond that, did we choose Network Spinal, nervous system-based chiropractic to really help the people in our community? I would love to introduce Dr. Scott Hahn, a chiropractor, my business partner. We practiced together for the last 20 years. We went to chiropractic school together, and we were both drawn to chiropractic for very specific reasons, and both drawn even further into practicing network spinal or nervous system-based chiropractic. So I'd like to introduce Dr. Scott Hahn, chiropractor.
I'm Dr. Scott Hahn, a chiropractor. I wanted to share my story of how I got into chiropractic because it's been so influential for me and the impact it's had on my life. For me, chiropractic started when I injured my shoulder back in football 25 years ago. And what ended up happening is I also injured the nerve that went to my neck. And that nerve that was coming from my neck down my shoulder wasn't allowing my shoulder to work right. And that's ultimately what got me into chiropractic. But the thing that drew me to Network Spinal was that Network Spinal has this gentle approach. I never liked how chiropractic always tried to force a change into the system. I always felt like it possibly could create more trauma. If the body wasn't ready for that, especially if someone was in defense, it would just put the body into greater defense. So I wanted to find a way or strategy that would allow this person's system to release the underlying pattern that it was dealing with, release the underlying problem, so we could get to a much deeper cause and a much deeper healing for that individual. And that's what my body went through when I went through that care, was I released old trauma, old emotional stuff that my system had been hanging on to that I didn't even know that it was holding on to the system. And since then, my body has transformed tremendously in improved health, improved wellness, improved mental clarity, improved functionality of my entire system. So not only did the care help me release that trauma from my body, it also really helped me, basically become ultimately who I'm supposed to become, who I am as an individual, beyond just the aches and pains and just beyond the physical problems.
It's great to hear your story again because it's been so many years since we've talked about that, and that is really the foundation of why we do what we do. My story is a little different. So when I was growing up, my family was pretty medically based, and I dealt with kind of typical things, lots of sinus infections. I was sick a lot. But my mom also had a real chronic health condition and an autoimmune condition. And she was encouraged to see a chiropractor, which she was super resistant to, but she did. And being in that philosophical environment and really working on lifestyle changes and really thinking about healing in general made a huge impact on my dad's life, my mom's life, but also my life. And it completely changed my whole journey in terms of thinking I was going to go to medical school and instead shifting that to chiropractic. So the other thing that really influenced me is I went to Cornell College, which is a small liberal arts college in Iowa. And I had a background in anthropology and biology, and that school really taught me to think outside the box and to ask a lot of questions. And when I was in chiropractic school, they actually presented network, and it wasn't really put in a most favorable light, but I asked a lot of questions, and it really was kind of odd to me that we were being told to think in a specific direction. I wanted to learn more, and so much of my background in anthropology is, why do people heal? Why do people have certain beliefs about healing? And network kind of put all of that together. It put together different philosophies in healing, but also how you think, how you move, how your nervous system impacts every single aspect of your well-being. And when I started network care, it was life-changing for me. It was one of the first times that I had felt peace within my body. where I felt really connected to who I was and what I wanted instead of just focusing on maybe pain relief or having better movement. Network was life changing in terms of its healing experience for me.
One of the things that I've really enjoyed in our process and our journey of growing and becoming our practice that we've created for us over the years, which is our personal stories, but each of our clients have their own personal stories, their journeys that have led us to where we're at. And to me, that creates a lot of passion for me because I get to see all the different unique parts of each person's lives that we get to change, and their life and their family's life and their kids' life, and the impact that it has on everyone around them, to be able to help them to basically be able to thrive, to grow, to create the change that they want to be and the change that they want to see within the world.
I think developing those relationships is kind of the foundation of our practice. We have so many good long-term relationships with our patients, and that makes being in our office such an amazing environment. And then I have a specific passion as well. I love helping people who've tried everything. They still feel disconnected. And I think of that, the reason why I'm probably so passionate about that is that I feel like I also am a highly sensitive person, and my nervous system can move into overwhelm so easily. I can be kind of empathic at times and take a lot in. And so Network Spinal to me is like when I get adjusted, it's like coming home to my own body. I feel like I'm coming into my true self, and I can function at my best self, how I want to be, instead of letting all of that sensitivity really rule my mind and my emotions and my body. And so many of the people we work with are very similar. They're very sensitive, they take a lot in, and they want to be able to connect to themselves in a way that feels more peaceful. And they want to be able to stay in that healing mode. And so that's one of my favorite things about coming to work every single day is that I get to connect with these people. I have long-term relationships with them, and I really get to help them move into their best self. I think of it again as like coming home to themselves, getting to that place where they can be peaceful, where they can thrive, where they can heal. That's one of my favorite things about practice. Really, the foundation with that is, again, that we believe that the body isn't broken. It's patterned, and those patterns can change when the nervous system feels safe. What makes our approach so different? Well, it's really important, again, to realize that network spinal care is gentle. It's not forceful. There's no cracking, there's no popping, there's no twisting. It's very specific, light contacts that allow your nervous system to heal, to repattern, and to reset itself. We're also very trauma-informed. We know that healing requires safety. It's not just skill. We're also very holistically minded, and we know that everything is interconnected. We see the whole person, the body, the mind, the spirit, and we love to be a family-centered clinic. We understand that healing ripples through households. When one person starts their journey, it affects everyone else.
So, what does it mean to be your guides? We're not here to fix anyone. We're here to guide your body back to its natural rhythms. We don't chase symptoms. We help your nervous system find its way home.
So, what does healing beyond the symptoms mean? It's about so much more than just chasing symptoms. It's about creating mind-body connection. It's about having a greater awareness of what's happening within your life and what you want to create. It's about creating peace. It's not just about our headaches are gone or our neck tension is gone. It's about our ability to be resilient, to recover, to create adaptability, to create a higher quality of life, to be able to transform your being and your life into who you want to be and what you want to create.
So this reminds me of a patient that we had in the past, came into us because they were having pelvic pain, and there was pain in their low back, pain in their hips. And after working with them for a while, what it ultimately turned out to be is that we discovered that their relationship was in complete disarray. Their marriage was terrible. It was completely abusive. And as they began to heal the journey, they learned and they were able to find and discover within themselves that the relationship that they were in was ultimately what was driving the pain, and the healing of their pelvis, the healing of their low back, the healing of them reconnecting into their body helped them waken up to what was really driving the underlying problem within themselves. And from that point, then they were able to make that change within their lives to hold themselves to a better standard, to make that change for them. So therefore, they weren't continuing to live in this abusive state so they can live the life they were meant to be.
I think an important part of that journey, of even the story that you just talked about, is that we listen deeply and we walk with you and we trust your body's wisdom. So, what can you expect when you're working with us? We're always going to do a consultation. We want to learn more about you. Patients will often come to us and want to tell us about different traumas that have affected them, or maybe they don't want to tell us about traumas that have affected them, but we help guide that situation so that you feel comfortable and can share what's important so we can really understand what needs to happen for your healing journey. We always follow that up with very specific testing. We want to understand the stressors that your nervous system has been going through. We're going to do HRV testing, heart rate variability. We're going to look at how the spinal muscles are functioning, if there's neurological patterns of creating inflammation within the spine. And then we may need to take x-rays so we can really understand what's happening within the actual function of the spine. Always know that network spinal adjustments are very light contacts that are happening within the spine. Remember that if we use harsh forces, the body doesn't move into a state of safety in which it can heal. But when we use those specific light contacts, the body can start to regulate itself and move into a place in which it can heal and thrive. We always want to understand that ongoing care will build resilience, it will build presence, it will build long-term vitality. And remember, it's a journey. It's discovering and peeling the layers of the proverbial onion. We want to look at what's happening within the body, really get a sense of what you need, and really provide those layers of healing so we can get the best possible result. But it is a journey. It takes time. And we want you to understand that there are no quick fixes. There's no rushing. There's no Band-Aid medicine, just consistent, compassionate guidance. I want to go through a few tactical takeaways from today's episode. Remember that healing is relational. It matters who walks with you. Between the two of us, we combine decades of experience with deep compassion for people who feel stuck in survival mode. You don't have to navigate the nervous system's healing alone. You have guides who believe in your body's brilliance. Dr. Scott will be joining me for future episodes, so we're thrilled to have him. We're going to be talking about patient stories and really how we can help guide you through this healing process. Thanks for spending time with us today on Healing Beyond the Symptoms. We hope you feel more connected not only to what we do, but to why we do it. If you'd like to take the next step in your healing journey, you can book a consultation at bodyandbalancechiropractic.com. You'll also find resources there to help you understand your nervous system on a deeper level. And don't forget to connect with us on Instagram at Body and Balance Wellness Center. Until next time, remember, healing doesn't happen in isolation. We're here to walk with you every step of the way. Thanks again for joining me today on Healing Beyond the Symptoms. If you've been curious about Network Spinal, or if you've tried everything else and still feel stuck, I want you to know this. Your body is not broken. It's patterned, and those patterns can change. If you're ready to experience how gentle care can lead to profound transformation, I'd love to invite you to book a wellness consultation at bodyandbalancechiropractic.com. Together, we'll look at what your body needs to finally release, reset, and thrive. Until next time, breathe deep, trust your body, and remember, gentle can be powerful.